Pastor Raymond Ramos, the Recovery House of Worship. Woke up this morning and opened two gifts. My eyes. Grateful to God for another day of life, His grace and His mercy. Truly, God has been very gracious with me. So it's Sunday morning, 9:23 a.m. exactly. And I was just listening to some worship music, hanging out with the dogs, drinking some coffee. My daughter's listening to worship music. My wife is getting ready for church. I want to encourage you, man. If for everyone, right? I want to reach as many people as possible. I would like to impact as many lives as possible for good. You can't reach everyone. You can't help everyone. People are in different phases and stages of life. There was times when I couldn't listen to nobody who wanted to talk to me about God, so I understand. I had misinformation, I had trauma, abuse, I had issues that were blocking me from even being open to hearing about God, the Bible, religion, spirituality, Christianity. So different people have different issues. And if you are able to hear me and open, I want to encourage you every Sunday at 5 p.m. I'm on Zoom. I'm on Zoom while I'm in the middle stage, first quarter of a 12-step series, by 2024 12-step series. This is a Christian, Bible-based, Christ-centered, Spirit-led ministry. But we are, I'm in 12-step recovery. I became a Christian in the process of my own personal 12-step recovery. I needed a higher power. I didn't know who God was. There were so many pathways, spiritual pathways. Which one do I take? And who's right? Everybody says they're right. All the confusion and the contradiction of my life and the misinformation and all the blocks and my issues got issues. But I suffered. Life can be very difficult at times. Things can happen that can really, break you internally. Deaths, breakups of relationships, financial problems, mental health issues. I struggled profoundly with my mental health. I'm not really talking about how profoundly I struggled with mental health, but a lot of mental health issues. I didn't know they were mental health issues. I thought it was anxiety and panic and anger and, anyway. Recovery House Worship meets every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern on Zoom. Yours truly preach mostly. I get guest speakers, but mostly I'm preaching through different series. But if you're in recovery, there's churches all over the place. I tell people, find the biggest church in your community. It's big for a reason. Some people like big churches. I just tell people in general, find the biggest church in your community and go check it out, and see what God does. It's so important to build a relationship with God. It's important, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Your spiritual condition affects your everything. Your physical, your financial, your relational, your love life. If you're spiritually healthy, that spiritual health is going to affect other areas of your life. You're going to become healthy in those areas as well. A lot of people have been hurt by religion. They've been burnt by, I understand. I get it. But you go to work and sometimes you have bad experiences at work, but you keep going to work, or you find another job, or some people go to the gym and they have bad experiences in the gym, but they still go. Don't let the devil rob you of such an incredibly vital part of life. We're primarily spiritual beings, and a relationship with God. Religion, I know people say I don't like religion. I get it. A relationship with God on God's terms is a game-changing concept, right? A lot of people have different beliefs, different ideologies, different philosophies, that's cool. Like I said, there's different phases and stages of life. There was times where I wouldn't even watch a video like this. I understand. But if you are watching it, and there's a spiritual emptiness, if I'm in recovery, so without a profound, serious relationship with God, the defects are going to ravage you. That's just like a law. Only God can have, can allow His power to flow into my life in the 6 and 7 steps where I can break free from destructive behavior patterns that everybody has, right? And without God, the defects are going to ravage your life. The addiction, the enemy, disease, the devil, the world wants to use the character defects to finish the job it started with the substance. Now you're not using the substance, so maybe lust, or maybe codependency, or maybe insecurities, or self-centered fear, or pride. There's many defects that little by little by little they ruin our lives. So that's what happened to me. I was in recovery. The God of my convenience, the God of my creation, the God of my misunderstanding, and it didn't work. My life was ravaged with my character defects, and I needed God. I needed the grace of God, the love of God, the mercy of God, the power of God. And so, you don't got to come to Recovery House of Worship, but find a church. Whatever the biggest church in your community is, it's big for a reason. I know people like big. Everybody has an opinion. I understand, but you can start there. You don't got to stay there. Do 90, for 3 months. Go to church every Sunday for 3 months. And you'll see. That's what changed my life. Somebody told me, you're ready to go to church for 90 days. Not 90. So 90 days is 3 months, let's say. I went to church for 3 months, every Sunday, like it was my home group. And in 90 days, my whole world would change. That was, I had 4.5 years clean. I got 33.5 years clean. So, that 29 years ago? 29 years ago, I went to church for 3 months, and it changed my whole life. And you don't got to come to Recovery House of Worship. We're here for people in recovery because we don't want you to stop making meetings. We don't want you, again, there's different philosophies. Not every Christian agrees with each other. We have the Pentecostals, the Baptists, the Reformed, the Lutheran, the Methodist. Like in every religion, there's different sects and denominations. And whatever works for you. But if it's not working, then I encourage you. The Lord changed my life. I'm just telling people what changed my life. All I got is my experience, straight and hope. Just Jesus Christ changed my life. I go to meetings. I got a sponsor. I do step work. I got a home group. I do service in my recovery work, life. I go to church. I go to prayer meetings. I go to Bible studies. I go to smoothie. I did these things that changed my life. Spiritual health, healthy spirituality is imperative. Healthy spirituality is imperative. Without healthy spirituality, we suffer. Alrighty. God bless you guys. I encourage you to find a healthy, Bible-believing church where you can experience the love of God that will transform you from the inside out. And I don't know who's typing or what they're typing, but I can't see. I'm sorry. Love you guys. God bless you. I'll be on today at 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. Eastern on Zoom. You go to rhow.org, R-How, Recovery House Worship, rhow.org to check out our Zoom information. And I'm not for everybody, and everybody's not for me, and I get it, but I just see a lot of people going through what I went through, suffering, the defects, and 6 and 7 step, especially being 12-step recovery. Primarily, I love my 12-step people. AA, NA, CA, Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous, Gamblers Anonymous, ACOA, if you're a 12-step person, I love you and I'd love to help you if that's possible. If you're a regular Christian and you want to keep it authentic, we don't hide behind religiosity, we don't hide behind titles, we want to be honest and real about practical Christian living and what that looks like. And the flesh wars against the spirit. Every man battles with his own lust. That lust can be sex, that lust can be power, that lust can be money, that lust can be prestige, there's different lust, addiction, the disease, obsession has many faces. So I love you guys. God bless you. Find a Bible-believing church. Jesus Christ changed my life. And no church is perfect either. People are people. People got issues. Just like you, I got issues. Everywhere you go, people are controlling, or people are, arrogant, or people, you're always going to find someone who has character defects, because we all have character defects. So, but I encourage you, especially if you're in recovery, don't leave 12-step meetings. That's Find a place you can go worship on Sundays. Where you could plug your battery in. Imagine like you have an electric car and you gotta go charge it every week. Go charge your spiritual battery. You don't gotta be all out. If if God leads you to Ahau, great. But 2:30 p.m. Eastern, Pastor Randy preaches, RHOW. You can check it out. Pastor Reggie and Sister Yolanda, they're in York, Pennsylvania. Ricky and Carl, they're in Dallas. You got Jesse, Gladys, Thomas, and the crew over there. They're in Staten Island. You got Recovery Church Movement. You got Overcomers Outreach. If you're in England, Believers in Recovery, the Father's House, Celebrate Recovery. There's so many wonderful, different 12-step ministries now that are available. A relationship with Jesus Christ changed my life, man. He healed my hurts, had some profound wounds, and when you don't heal from the inside, you act out on the outside. Only God can heal those wounds. Then he renewed my mind, changed my perspective on things, changed how what I believed, how I saw things. A lot of people suffer from a victim mindset, and victims, they have a hard way to go. When you're a victim, you give somebody else the power. And many people have been victimized, but you got to take your power back. You might have not created the problem or the trauma or the situation, but you are responsible to get through and navigate to a solution. So, love you guys. God bless you. All right. Pastor Raymond Ramos, Recovery House of Worship.